BBC Persian Television is the BBC's Persian language news channel that was launched on January 14, 2009. The service can be accessed through satellite television, and is aimed at the 100 million Persian speakers in Iran, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. History: the annual budget of £15 million is funded by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, but as with the BBC World Service, which is also funded by the FCO, the BBC remains editorially independent, though some Iranian media have accused the British government of using the service as a propaganda tool. The Iranian government issued a statement announcing the new service as suspicious and illegal, and working against the interests of the Islamic Republic. On April 1, 2014, all World Service funding transfers to the licence fee model, which is paid for by all UK residents who watch television as it is broadcast. Controversies: in June 2009, BBC Persian's Hot Bird satellite broadcasts, along with those of BBC Arabic Television, other BBC services, and those of other broadcasters, were experiencing interference due to a jamming signal originating from within Iran. In response, BBC Persian started transmission on other satellites and increased their broadcast hours in order to combat the interference. The channel has been criticized by Iranian state television of encouraging illegal rallies and manipulating the Iranian people against the Islamic Republic, a claim which the BBC denies. The jamming resumed on December 20, 2009, soon after BBC Persian began extended coverage of the protests resulting from the death of leading reformist cleric Grand Ayatollah Ogian Ali Montazeri, and on December 28, 2009, BBC Persian ceased its transmission from the Hot Bird 6 satellite. However, transmissions continued from the Telstar 12, Eutelsat W2M and Atlantic Bird 4A satellites. BBC Persian returned to a different frequency on Hot Bird 6 on May 26, 2010, after a period of test transmissions. After a new jamming in February 2011 on Hot Bird, BBC Persian showed for some months only a test card along with the audio of their service. Since February 2012, BBC Persian is back on Hot Bird again. Also, due to the ban on foreign reporters in Iran, the news service currently relies on a significant amount of user-generated content, often taken with mobile phones. Awards: it appears that Iranian presidential election, 2009 and what followed greatly elevated BBC Persian TV's stature and importance. It became the channel that extensively covered the events for the Iranians inside Iran. Outside of Iran, the channel was therefore recognized accordingly. On November 4, 2009, BBC Persian TV was honored for the clearest coverage of a single news event Euro television by the Association for International Broadcasting at its annual Global Media Excellence Awards at a gala event in London, England. The award was for the elections that shook Iran. It was a half-hour narration of the unrest that developed in the streets of Iran immediately after the disputed June presidential elections. On November 20, 2009, BBC Persian TV was honored at the 12th Annual Hot Bird TV Awards in Venice, Italy. It was named Best News Channel for its portrayal of unbiased news in a complex and fast-moving environment. Schedule: the channel broadcasts from London for 8 hours every day. Programs cover a variety of subjects including current affairs, documentaries, culture, science, business and the arts. Entertainment programs such as BBC Sound and Top Gear are broadcast with Persian dubbing. Presenters: Jamaluddin Mousavi. Jamaluddin started working for the BBC in 2001 as a journalist when he joined the BBC's Central Asia magazine in Iran and Afghanistan. Before joining the BBC, Jamal was the editor of a weekly publication for Afghan refugees living in Mashhad, the province capital of Iran's Khorasan province, where he also managed a UNHCR project to train young Afghan journalists. Jamal comes from Afghanistan, although he grew up and studied in Iran. Naya Ulami was born in Afghanistan to a Harati mother and a Kabuli father. She was 3 years old when her family moved to Iran in the wake of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan. Naya began her broadcasting career in 2001 as a reporter for the BBC Persian service in Mashhad, the capital of Khorasan province in northeast Iran. She was the first Persian-speaking journalist to be accredited by the Iranian government to work for the BBC in Iran. Farnaz Ghazizadeh. Farnaz Ghazizadeh has worked for some of Iran's most respected newspapers, including Shot, Yazin and the weekly Zan. She began her broadcast career in 2000 as the presenter of a daily science program for Iranian television. In December 2003, Farnaz emigrated to the Netherlands with her family, where she joined several other Iranian journalists to start the news website Ruz Online. She joined BBC Persian in 2005 as a radio correspondent. She has produced and presented news and feature programs, most notably Your Voice and Seventh Day. Nada Soltanpour. Nada Soltanpour is an Iranian-Canadian journalist and television news presenter with the BBC World Persian Service. Soltanpour studied finance in Montreal, Canada and for 10 years worked in banks and investment firms in Toronto, Canada. In 1997, while still working in finance, Soltanpour began his journalism career as a producer and presenter of a weekly radio program called Persian Voice for the Iranian and Afghan communities in Toronto, Canada. In 2000, Nada left finance and turned Persian Voice into Canada's first nightly Persian-language radio program. In 2005, he joined the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation as a copywriter and producer for The World Report, Canada's most listened-to morning news program. Nada joined BBC Persian Television in July 2008. Nafisi Kokhanavad, she is BBC reporter that usually cover the news of the Turkey and Iraq. Programs KOOK. Further reading, Mitra M. Sharani. BBC Persian, filling the media void in the Persian-speaking world. Asian Politics and Policy 6, 335 Euro 338 doi, 10.1111/ASPP 12102. References. External links, bbc.co.uk, BBC Persian Live TV.